morning, guys. It's Trev from SmashweRx. I was driving here, 41-mile commute to get to the gym, so I started thinking about my entire lower body because my hip flexors are tight, hips are tight, quads are tight. Pretty much everything from the belly button down is all locked up from sitting in the car for a really long time. So got great music in the background, huh, Bon Jovi? So we're going to go over what's called a BEL, basic equipment list being lower body. So let's do the whole thing. We're going to run through a super fast little gambit of a bunch of mobility drills that we can do to mobilize the entire lower body. So that's really important because think about it. We're using it to walk, we're using it to squat, we're using it to work out, we're using it to drive, you get the idea. We're using it all the time. And it's something that supports us. So our base the base of support that we have is it's really important that it's really supple, really mobile, and everything works the way it's supposed to. So we're going to start at the top, work our way down. I'll do everything I can think of, and it's going to be a super fast video because I'm going to get to work out, and I want to help you guys as fast as possible. So we're going to run through this. If you have questions, you know the routine. Send me a message, and I'll go ahead and get through it. So the first thing I was thinking about is start with the hips. All right, so we're going to open up the hip capsule itself, not the psoas, not the iliacus, not the rectus femoris down the front of the leg, but we're going to start with the hip capsule itself. So I got a band behind me right there. I'm going to put the camera down, and if you see the band, what we're going to do, we're going to take the band, step inside, get it up really high in the groin. You want the band to pull sideways, so I'm going to use this leg to show you. The band is going to be distracting the hip this way. So you're going to take this, put the band distracted leg in the front, and just distract it out sideways. That's all you got to do. Get this back leg down. What you really want to do is, if you can, you know what? Turn that inside leg, trap it with the back leg, and then just hunt around and kind of let that kind of camp out in there. You'll feel like your hip is supposed to blow out of the back pocket. That's exactly what it's supposed to feel like. And let that band do its job. 2 minutes, you know the routine. You're always camping out for 2 minutes. It takes that long to make that tissue change. So let that capsule really, really stretch out. In fact, I might just make you guys sit here and wait for 2 minutes and watch this because this feels awesome. All right, so that's number one. We're gonna do that, okay? Second one, I would do is just get on the ground. Get real wide. You're gonna feel this up in the adductors, up in the glute, okay? Get real wide, grab that foot. So let's change the camera a little bit so you can actually see grabbing that foot. So we're gonna come back here, see where the foot is here. Real wide stretch, make sure that back leg's really relaxed. Go ahead and grab that foot. I'm gonna have you turn away from the foot. Go ahead and turn into the foot. If you notice, I'm gonna keep my legs straight. So grab on the outside first, in, out. Second phase, really, really, really push that knee out. So if I'm facing you, you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm dropping that knee out and I'm hunting away from that knee. So I'm gonna feel that all along the adductors. I'm gonna feel that in the hamstrings. Want to add to the stretch, flip the foot sideways, bring it a little closer to you, and go ahead and drop it down like that. Make sure you got some support, but hunt around again. Any way you want. You can come this way, you can come this way. It doesn't matter what direction you're going. Just find all those little ugly corners to get caught up in and then camp out there. You know the routine, stay there, right? So that's next set of homework. That's actually 2 more, so that gives us 3. Another one we're gonna do is I really want you to start working on that hamstring. So the way it works, it's easy way to do it. You can stay on the ground, put your leg out in front of you. All you're gonna do is lock out that knee, keep this as straight and supported as possible. And then I'm just gonna have you this way, get on top of it, get over towards the other side. Really lock out that leg. You're gonna feel that all inside the hamstring. You're gonna camp out there. Go ahead and rest that hand on the knee if you want to. Give that support. Make sure that foot stays nice and turned. It's gonna have a tendency to roll in like that, but you'll feel it if you guys, I want you to give it a shot. Let that foot roll in. See the difference between the stretch with the foot turned in and the foot locked out like this. You'll feel it in the calf and the back of the hamstring so much more. So guess what you're gonna do? Lock that foot straight out, dorsiflex it. So basically bring the top of the foot up into the shin as close as you can, all right? That's for the hamstring. We're gonna do a modified couch stretch because I wanna hit those hip flexors, not just the rectus femoris that's running down the front. So when we reef on that leg, we crank it up behind us, it's a great stretch, except it's gonna bias the rectus femoris down the front of the leg, a lot more than it is the hip itself. So we're gonna hit that psoas instead. So the way we modify it is we get on a knee, we get really, my camera skills are lacking today. So we're gonna get up like this. You need your hands on your hips. You're gonna squeeze the butt. And I'm telling you, if you don't feel it in here, squeeze harder. And then you're gonna turn just at the hips towards the leg on the outside. So you're gonna turn away like this. You're really gonna feel that on the inside here of the hip. This is where you wanna feel it. You're gonna camp out again, 2 minutes, right? So we've got the hip, the hamstring. We've got all this stuff going on. How about the calf? All right, so the way we do with the calf is it's so easy. We're gonna get up against the rig, doorway. There's 2 we're gonna do, and I went over some ankle mobility before. We're just gonna lock out the leg, keep that foot like this. Make sure you feel that in the gastroc. Make sure you feel that all in the back of the calf. No burning. Burning during a stretch is always really bad. You guys know that. You wanna feel that really, really deep stretch. And then if this is phase 1, phase 2 is I want you to bend that knee and bring that a lot closer to the wall, bring it a lot closer to the rig. So we've got this one where we bring the whole body in, and we've got this one where we bring the knee in. The knee one's gonna bias the back of the Achilles, the back of the ankle a little bit more. That's gonna cause a lot more of mobility in that heel cord itself. A really great way to make this even better is to voodoo floss. So we take that voodoo band, you're gonna go ahead and wrap it from here to here, really wrap it up, and then when you start going back and forth, really start smashing and grinding away and getting that heel cord to go back and forth. That's gonna unglue all that tissue and let that heel cord become a lot more supple so we don't wind up like friends of mine that have a blown out calf right now. So you know what we need to do? We need to get a lacrosse ball. So give me a second, I'm gonna get one. Best video ever. The guy who's videoing disappears to get a lacrosse ball. All right, here's the lacrosse ball. Okay, there's a couple of things we're gonna do with this one. Number 1 is we're gonna grab our box. Super easy. Get on the box, take the lacrosse ball, drop it in behind you right at that insertion point, right where it hurts. That's it, right where you say ouch. And then all you're gonna do is extend and relax, extend and relax. You're gonna do this a bunch of times. If this is too easy, go ahead and grab a 45, drop it on top of that leg. You're gonna go all the way down that hamstring. You're gonna go all the way until you get to where the tendons start to really show up. You can grab those, feel like guitar strings back here. So back up a little bit, just go before that. That's about the furthest you're gonna go, okay? Go on the inside, go on the outside. Make sure you hit that entire group of muscles in the posterior part of the leg. That's number 1. Number 2, super easy, super painful. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna hit that high hip. We already know this one. We can do it up against the wall and I'll show you. You can also do it on the ground. So the way you're gonna do it on the ground, get that in that pocket, get on that spot right there. And now there's 2 ways we can do this even on the ground. You can roll around on this, just like that. Oh, this is dreadful. This is freaking diabolical is what this is. It's painful. You can tell this is the leg I drive with. Or you want to really take it through ranges of motion. Make sure you're supported like this. Keep this hand in front of you. And then just take the leg, and half of me really doesn't want to do this because it's going to hurt. You're going to go up, and back down. Up and back down. And you're just going to smash away on that high hip. So that's going to hit that glute med, that TFL, which is going to take a lot of the tension off of that IT band. Now remember, you guys, I said this before, IT band has a functional load, so the IT band is always going to have some tightness to it because it's designed that way. That's how we are anatomically. So don't ever think you're going to get that all soft and mushy. It's always going to feel pretty tight, but we want to take some of that strain off of that because it also interdigitates. It acts with the vastus lateralis, acts with the hamstrings, attaches on the lateral portion of the knee. So there's a lot of tissue that's attached to this IT band. So pull a little bit of the tension off, give yourself a little bit of room to breathe, all right? So we've got calf, we've got high hip. One more cool one, we're gonna do the anterior portion of the leg. So we're gonna do that tibialis anterior. This one's really easy. We're not gonna smash it. We're just gonna stretch it. Both feet, just like this. You're gonna come back, keep your hands behind you, and all you're gonna do is get up on those toes. You're gonna feel that all the way down the front. Just kind of hang out here, okay? So that's gonna stretch the front of the leg. We've hit the calf. We talked about voodoo flossing the calf. We've done the hip. We've done the back of the hip, we've done psoas, we've done a lot of those hunting and flossing around, looking for those really tight, ugly corners. That's a lot of stuff. I'm sure there's a ton of other stuff we could do, but if you want some basics, you want to run through a quick lower body basic equipment list, right? A bunch of maintenance, get that all loose and supple. This is going to take you about 15-20 minutes to do all this stuff. I think it's worth it. We know a lot of guys that do these videos, they're pretty much stretching gurus, so I pick their brains all the time. I learn a lot from all of them too. Take the information that you get from all of us, put it all together and come up with your own routine, but the most important thing is you guys got to do it. Get on that stretching, because trust me, I see patients in my office all the time in my practice. They haven't done any maintenance, they haven't done any stretching, and when you get to be a certain age, it's so much harder to recover. Still recoverable, but just a lot harder to do. So this way it's going to prevent a lot of injury, a lot of degenerative processes, so we could get into all that. But we want to save the low back, we want to save the spine, save the discs, keep anything from happening, prevent those muscle tears, keep them moving the way they're supposed to, nice and supple. I'm Trevor from SmashweRx. Hey, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have an awesome day, all right?